Welcome to Narrowboat and James Built. Hope you're well, thanks for joining me. My plan is to build a drinks area here. It will cover up this kind of the side of the cupboard here, and probably just like one shelf, glasses and a couple of bottles. We're now approaching the time for slow gin, so that'll be quite nice, and I might put a light in there because slow gin looks really nice under light. So yeah, that'll be my plan, but I've got to I'm just going to use plywood on that side there, with some, just paint that in the same green as this, and then the shelves, or like the bits going around it, because obviously it's going to be open shelves, and on a boat when it moves or whatever, or when I crash it, the bottles might fall off or the glasses might. So I'm going to put I'd like it to be curved ideally. That's not really easy to do with wood, but I don't know, I'm going to work out a way of doing it. I don't want it square here. I want this to be curved, so it just takes in two bottles quite nicely. So I'll have a think about it, but I'm going to cut that wood first and get that bit in. That'll be the plan. I'm trying to do this only using offcuts because price of timber's skyrocketed, and if I do it properly you won't be able to see the seam. So I'm going to do the seam basically where the shelf's going to come out. So make this into two bits. I'm going to scribe it to the edge there so it kind of fits quite nicely. And I've shown you this before, but ages ago, so I'll just show you again how to scribe anything. So you just need something to hold it against the wall so you get the right distance away. I'm just using a pen, it doesn't really matter what it is, and another pen on top at right angles, or actually that bit doesn't matter as long as it doesn't move. And you just want to position it on that bit there, so where the biggest gap is, because we're moving down, and that will then create that line. So hold it nice and square. Keep your hand in the same position, and there's the line. Don't know if that's very easy to see. Yeah, there you go. So I'll cut through there to that bit there, get it right, and then offer this up and do the same up there. Right, so I've scribed that side there. I just need to push it in and get it in place properly. I'm just working out now the bottom of it. I'm not going to go for 3 bottles, I don't think. Although I could have 3, couldn't I? I think I might also do it so I can accommodate a bottle of wine. Yeah, that'll work fine because the shelf comes out at that height there. So 3 bottles, that's what I can do. So I'll work out a radius there and cut that nicely. On that side here, I'm going to put some trim on like that bit there, so put a length of that down. But on the shelves, I don't really know how to best go about finishing it. I think it's just going to have to be really well sanded, maybe a bit of filler, and painted. I think that'll be the plan. Just working out the kind of dimensions and the angle there of the radius. I've just used a plate to draw around that, but I think that's kind of got that right. Get 3 bottles on there. Yeah, that'll be all right. Good, right, let's cut a few of them out. I'm thinking about having 2 to make like a thick ledge at the bottom. I've got a bit of room to play with on that level there, and then have a single one there. That might look quite good. Right, it's taking shape. These are the that's the bottom plinth bit. So you see that's 2 bits stuck together. I've put some wood filler on there just to fill in all the holes. I'm not sure what finish I'm going to do on that yet. I'm either going to sand it back and paint it, which will be fine, or if it sands back and it looks quite nice in the ply, then I might do that and varnish it up a bit. So just have to wait and see really what that looks like. That's just a single shelf to go there. And I've painted this up. It's in 2 bits, but the shelf will cover that bit there. So yeah, it's all looking all right. I've sanded that down using 400 grit and it's such a shame because it is insanely smooth. That is so nice, but the reason I say it's a shame is because I've had the bits of filler you can really see, certainly on that kind of corner piece there, which is going to be the main bit you see. And I think once I put on some varnish or some wax or something, that stuff is just going to look not very good. It's a shame. I wish I had some kind of beach face ply or something. That would have been brilliant, but oh, that is so smooth. That's amazing. But I think I'm going to have to key it up and paint it. Right, I've sanded that down using 400 grit. A couple of coats of paint on there. So that's one shelf. There's the other one. So that's looking all right. That one's less good. I've got to do that again. Right, so that's those two bits. Now I need something to go around it to kind of keep the bottles from sliding off on the glasses, and this is what I'm going to be using. It's a piece of live edge oak, and it's quite chunky. So I'm thinking my plan is going to be to basically cut around there and have something up with a gap above the shelf and basically following the same line as that, made of oak, and then secure it against the wall there and there. I'm guessing that might look all right. I don't know if I can get two bits out of this one though. So, well, I'm going to give it a go. Use the jigsaw, cut it up and see what I'm left with. This is how I've had to lay it out to work out if I can indeed get a bit. I want a bit that goes around there and a bit on the lower one that goes around there. So I'm going to cut the lower one out first and just check I've got this right. I think this is going to take quite a bit of cutting though to get through this lot. Well, I've cut one out and now I've got to cut out this one here, which is going to be for the lower shelf, and cutting in a couple of brackets so I can secure it to the wall. So that's what I've got to do. Right, so here's the lower one. It's not going to be at that level, it's going to be something like that. I'm pretty happy with the fact it's cut out and held its shape all right. It's kind of 1 centimetre thick. Made a little cut there, but I've got to tighten that bit up because that's just going to be the bit that screws into the side there. But yeah, that's all right. Needs a lot of sanding, a heck of a lot of sanding. And then the other one, because it bows out a bit there, so that edge there is longer than that edge there. So I cut this one down, but the problem with this one, what way does it go? No. Problem with this one is it's split. There was a cut in it down there and a fracture along there. There's a few. This side here is fine. That's solid as you like, but that side a bit weaker. So I've put in some filler. I'll let that go off and then I'll sand that back. This is a bit chunkier than the bottom one. This is for the glasses, but that's not so bad because the glasses occupy less space on the shelf compared to the bottles. Well, this is annoying. This is split. I tried to cut a bit of that off and basically it's ruined it. So I'm going to use some of this contact adhesive and get this on today whilst I work, see if that sticks. Okay, so I'm back for work. This one has set, just using some contact adhesive. I might have to bond it slightly on the inside there. I'll see how it sands down. But this one I'm making some progress on. It's starting to look really nice. So just going through all the grades on the sandpaper now. I've sanded this down now. I've got to make a couple of cuts, but I can't find my saw at the moment. But I'm pretty happy with how that first piece has come out. The other piece needs a bit of more gluing, so I'm going to go over to Rob's later and do it there. But put the shelf in there as well, so it's starting to kind of come together now. So that piece will kind of go in somewhere like that. But I'm thinking about basically varnishing this to a high gloss. I need to sand it back further because you can see those lines there, but this is starting to come really nicely. Yeah, but I reckon a high gloss, that would look pretty cool. So that'd be the plan. Well, it's set, but there's big gap in it. But I've managed to retain some sawdust. So the plan will be to fill that with some glue and some sawdust and see if I can get it okay. I've trimmed off the end there. I've got to do the same with that one there. And then it should fit all right up there. It's a shame that it's not going to be as attractive as the lower piece, but shows that it's real, I guess. Well, this has turned out all right. I've just trimmed this down a little bit with the jigsaw. The glue's held nicely, so that fits in there nicely now. Just got to sand it back. Yes, happy days. Yeah, sand this back and clean it up and stuff. Brilliant. Right, I've been going at this for about an hour and a half now, just with sandpaper. It's looking all right. It's that's where the seam is. It's really visible on the inside, which is not that much of a worry. I've got loads of sawdust, so I can feel that. On the top, it's pretty visible. So I've just gone over that with 80 grit all over. Now I've got to go through the grades basically up to 400. Right, so I've finished sanding them as much as I really can now. And I'm going to go about fixing them in, and I do quite like it like that, but they're going to be higher up. There's going to be an air gap there, so that one's going to be about that kind of height. I could have it higher up, but I think it looks better there, and I want them to be the same. And this one here can't be that high up because it's going to stop the glasses coming out, and the glasses obviously aren't that tall, so I reckon maybe, I don't know, something like that or whatever. So I've got to cut these two, put some holes in it. That should be all right. And then I'll take them off and varnish them one day, but for the moment I'm just going to get that on because I've got other things to crack on with. I've put some Danish oil on this one, which is quite nice. You can see the crack in it, but to be honest, you can't really see it from far away at all. So that's kind of pretty good. And so I just got to do that bottom one now, and then I can be done. Well, there we are with both bits in place. The glasses don't really work as well as the bottles in terms of kind of coming out or being able to see them very well. So, but they work better if you put another bottle in there. It kind of makes it look a bit better. But I'm wondering whether the whole thing should just be bottles and do away with the glasses. We'll see. But yeah, I'm well happy with how that's come out. I've just got to go to B&Q and get some more trim to go along there. I've also got to do it along that bit along there as well. So yeah, I'll get that done some stage today, but essentially that's finished. Right, this is all but done now. The only problem is that glasses, obviously by being see-through, you can't really see them at all. They kind of don't stand out at all. So I'm wondering now whether I should use this shelf for more booze, like nice looking bottles or something. That might work. Yeah, anyway, I'll see. I've just got to finish this. I've got to put some more of this bit on there. I've got to buy some more of that, but I need some more for the bathroom anyway. So I'll go out sometime over the weekend and get that. But yeah, I'm well chuffed how this has come out. It's kind of finished it off really nicely. And check this out, the best bit. Ta-da! Yeah, that's better with the coloured bottles. It kind of makes an interesting light. So yeah, obviously it's better at night time, but yeah, excellent. Chuffed. Hope you guys are well. Have a great weekend. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.